What I'm about to tell you just flipped the hip-hop world on its head. A move so shocking, so wildly unexpected, that it's got fans questioning loyalty, ethics, and the unwritten rules of the game. Kanye West just crossed a line that most thought no one in rap would ever dare touch, dragging Jay-Z and Beyoncé's kids into the crossfire. But the real shock isn't what Kanye said, it's who stood up for him. 50 Cent, and not in private, he did it in front of millions, unapologetically, knowing exactly what it would ignite. To understand how we got here, we have to rewind way back to the days when Kanye and Jay-Z weren't just collaborators. They were brothers in music and business. Think Watch the Throne in 2011, stadium tours, luxury brand deals, music that defined an era. Jay-Z was the seasoned mogul. Kanye was the visionary disruptor. They were unstoppable. Until they weren't. Behind the scenes, tensions brewed. Business disagreements over streaming platforms, differences in creative vision, and personal slights began to pile up. The friendship was still public, but cracks were forming. Jay-Z skipped Kanye's wedding to Kim Kardashian, citing family reasons. Kanye later blasted him for not checking in during a mental health crisis. Slowly, the brotherhood dissolved into awkward silence, then occasional public shade. But nothing could have prepared fans for what happened last week. During a live stream, already spiraling into chaos with Kanye ranting about contracts, betrayal, and the state of the industry, he pivoted. Suddenly, the target wasn't just Jay-Z's business moves, it was his family. His kids, Blue Ivy's younger siblings, the twins, got name-dropped in a way that stunned even the most unshakable Kanye supporters. In hip-hop, there's an unspoken code. Kids are off-limits. No matter how deep the beef runs, family, especially children, are sacred ground. Kanye shattered that line in real time, in front of thousands watching live and millions more who would see the clips within hours. The backlash was immediate and intense. Twitter lit up with outrage. Instagram comment sections exploded. Even some of Kanye's most loyal defenders admitted he'd crossed a boundary that can't be uncrossed. Industry voices, from fellow rappers to DJs to producers, chimed in, calling his comments low, disrespectful, and career suicidal. The expectation was that the culture would rally against Kanye, close ranks, and shut him out until he made amends. But then, in comes 50 Cent, not quietly. Not in a vague, non-committal, we should hear both sides way. No, 50 took to Instagram, typed out a statement, and hit post. Y'all act like they said something that ain't true. Sometimes the truth hurts. Family business should stay family. But if you put it out there, don't cry when someone calls it out. Boom, the internet lost it. Hip-hop Twitter went into full meltdown mode. Comment sections became war zones. Was 50 really defending Kanye's decision to drag kids into a feud? Or was he calling out something deeper, some private truth only insiders knew? Either way, the optics were explosive. What most fans didn't fully realize in that moment is that 50 Cent and Jay-Z's history is long, complicated, and littered with tension. Their rivalry stretches back to the early 2000s, when 50 exploded onto the scene with "Get Rich or Die Trying." He wasn't just a rapper, he was a force threatening Jay's dominance at the top. The subtle shots came first. A dismissive interview comment here, a not-so-accidental lyrical jab there. Over the years, it escalated into business competition. G-Unit versus R.O. Keefela, vitamin water endorsements versus luxury champagne TV empires. vs. streaming platforms. And while the public beef simmered down over the past decade, make no mistake, that mutual distrust never went away. 50 has always been strategic. He doesn't just fight battles. He chooses them when they'll have maximum impact. So when Kanye, of all people, crossed a line that turned Jay-Z into a public target, 50 didn't just see a controversy. He saw an opportunity. By siding with Kanye, he could strike at Jay from a position that would hurt the most. When the Carter family was on the defensive, scrambling to control the narrative, the fan reaction split the culture down the middle. Team Jay-Z called 50's comments trash, attention-seeking, and cowardly. Boycotts were floated. Stop watching Power, skip his liquor brands, unfollow him. Team Kanye, meanwhile, framed 50 as a truth-teller, the only one willing to say what everyone's thinking about the Carters' carefully curated public image. And then there were the neutrals, the fans and media personalities who didn't want to pick a side but couldn't look away. The drama was too addictive, and here's where the story deepens. Some insiders believe this was calculated from the jump. Multiple sources say 50's been looking for a way to reinsert himself into the center of the hip-hop conversation. His empire is secure: TV, business ventures, real estate. But in rap culture, attention is currency. By backing Kanye in this exact moment, he guarantees his name stays linked to the most viral, most controversial topic in the game. As for the Carters, reports say they're livid, not just at Kanye for the initial attack, but at 50 for amplifying it. Jay-Z's camp has gone quiet, a classic move when he's preparing a strategic response. Beyoncé's team, ever protective of her image, has been running interference, keeping her out of direct association with the feud, while quietly letting the industry know lines have been crossed. The big question now: will Jay-Z respond publicly? History says yes, eventually, and surgically. He's not one for impulsive clapbacks. When Jay moves, it's calculated, controlled, and designed to sting for years. If he chooses to address this, whether in an interview, a verse, or a business play that undercuts his rivals, it could set off the next, and possibly most explosive chapter of this decades-long Cold War. Meanwhile, conspiracy theories are multiplying. Some say Kanye and 50 are working together behind the scenes, not just for the headlines, but for some kind of joint project, maybe even a documentary or music release. Others believe it's pure animosity, two chaos agents, colliding to create maximum shock value. And you, the audience, are part of this battle. In 2025, public opinion doesn't just reflect the story, it shapes it. Every share, every hot take, every meme keeps the fire burning. The sides are forming, the tension's building, and the next move could drop at any moment. So, whose side are you on? Did 50 Cent cross a moral line by defending Kanye after those comments about Jay-Z and Beyoncé's kids? Or is this just hip-hop at its rawest, a culture that's never been afraid to break its own rules? One thing's for sure, this isn't over. It's barely even begun. And when the next shot is fired, you'll want to be here to see it unfold. Subscribe now, stay locked in, and get ready. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that in hip-hop, the calm is always just the setup for the storm.